Alright, and we will start the lesson. Welcome to How to Build a Tech 1 Frigate. The first thing you need to build anything Tech 1 in EVE is a blueprint copy. You can use blueprint originals, but they're very expensive. 99% of manufacturing gets done with a blueprint copy, and the associated materials required. Today we're going to be building an Atron, which is the preferred tackle frigate of Brave. I'm going to link the ship and fleet here in a second. So if you would all click on that in-game link and open up the information window. There are many different tabs telling you about what the Atron does, traits, description, attributes. We're going to click on kind of all the way to the right, second to last, industry tab. It'll show the blueprint, reprocessed materials, and what it's required for higher level blueprints. This is not the actual blueprint page. You have to click on the little eye icon next to the Atron blueprint. It'll open up a second information window for the actual blueprint itself. And if you expand the boxes, clicking the little arrows, outcome required skills and required input materials, you'll see that one run produced one Atron. Gives you the time per run at the top. The required skills, industry 1, very easy, everyone should be able to make that. And the material shows you the minerals. These 6 minerals are the foundation of every Tech 1 ship, charge, and module in the entire game. Everything consumes some variation of tritanium, pyrite, mexilon, isogen, noxium, and zydrine. This information window is showing you the details for a unresearched Atron original blueprint, but I'm going to be giving you guys some researched blueprint copies. Go ahead and undock from the Keepstar. I'm going to head over to a different structure where the blueprints are located. You'll need a ship with at least 1 cubic meter of cargo space. Doesn't matter what it is or how it's fit, we're on the Keepstar grid, we'll be warping structure to structure, so no danger. I've broadcasted an align to. If you look in your fleet history tab, it's going to be Dunk's Laboratory is the structure. Or you can right click in space under structures. It's an engineering complex, just go down the list till you find Dunk's Laboratory. Go ahead and warp yourselves and dock up there. I'll also link it in fleet chat. This engineering complex is the home of the Brave BPC program, a completely free service offered to you, the new budding industrialist, where you can request up to 10 BPCs from Brave, and we will give them to you free of charge. I will link you the wiki page on that in a second. There's the website link in fleet chat. I encourage you guys to take advantage of that. Okay, everyone, once you're docked up in Dunk's laboratory, please trade Harold Magnussen and I will give you your blueprint copy. Right-click on my name under the guest list on the right station window. Okay, does anybody not have a BPC that wants one?
I'll be there in a moment.
1 sec.
Okay. So now that you have your BPC in your possession, please drag it into your ship's cargo bay. We're going to be leaving and heading to a different structure. Now if you right-click Show Info on the copy in your possession, it'll have more specific details for that particular copy. you'll see that the manufacturing efficiency and the time efficiency research are both maxed at 10 and 20%, which means that when you use the blueprint, it takes 10% fewer materials, that's the material efficiency, or ME, and it'll take 20% less time, that's the time efficiency. Now you might think you can look at the required materials from the BPC in your possession and you'd be right, that's all you need, but it's not accurate actually. We're heading to a bonus manufacturing structure in industry Sotillo. That's going to further reduce the manufacturing material costs, so just wait for the requirements for that. Okay, that should be everybody. Make sure your BPC is in your cargo hold and a dock from the laboratory. We're going to be heading over to the Brave Sotillo shipyard. This is an XL industrial engineering complex. It's crowdfunded by brave industrialists like yourselves. It is a great one-stop fits-all for manufacturing here in Brave and GE. Broadcasted as an align to, I'll also link it in Fleet Chat. Go ahead and warp yourselves over to the Sotillo and dock up inside. Now the Sotillo, being an XL structure, can manufacture any ship type up to and including the very largest Titan-class supercapitals. It is also rigged for significant time efficiency reductions for ships. That's why they call it a shipyard. What it does is it gives Brave a huge manufacturing ability in a short amount of time. If we had an emergency need to build, say, 100 of whatever ship, the shipyard gives you a huge bonus to do it in short order. And I forgot my own BPC copy, 1 second. Okay, so drag your BPC from your ship's cargo into the item hangar of the Sotillo. Now once it's in the item hangar, you can right-click on the BPC again. It'll give you an option for Use Blueprint. Click on that, and it will open up the industry interface. Now from here, you can see the adjusted values for materials and time efficiency from the structure. You can see in the top left corner exactly what you're going to need to produce the Atron. You can adjust the number of runs underneath the blueprint in the center. A run is a manufacturing kind of, I guess, cycle. One run of this particular BPC will produce one Atron. For things like ammunition, sometimes one run will produce multiple of that ammunition type. For this practical experiment, we're just going to do one manufacturing run, so leave it at that. All we're going to do is build one ship. So now in the upper left corner of the industry window, you should see the list of materials, the icons, and the numbers required. You're going to need those details in a minute. So either write those down on some paper, or type them into an Excel spreadsheet, or take a screenshot, save it in some form. We're going to need to reference those particular numbers in a minute here. If you ever want to get anywhere in an organized fashion in Eve for industry, you're going to need to learn how to use spreadsheets, because they are your friend. Now you'll see these particular blueprint copies have 30 runs. Those are maximum run BPCs. That's what you'll always be getting from the Brave BPC program. So if you only want to build, say, 5 of a frigate, you only have to ask for 1 of that particular BPC from the program. If you ask for 5 BPCs, you're going to get 5 of each BPC, and each BPC will have 30 runs. giving you an ability to make 150 frigates, which you don't really need. Oh wow, Farine, I never knew that. Yes, you can copy the list of materials by right-clicking on the little arrow at the edge of the circle. You learn something every day in Eve. I'll give you guys a second to get those material lists copied. Anybody still working on that? Okay, I'll assume you have it all copied down somewhere. Let me do the same into my Excel spreadsheet over here. Okay, now everybody leave your blueprint here in the shipyard and undock and go back to the Keepstar. We're going to go buy those minerals off of the player market. GE has one of the better player-run markets in the game. We're very fortunate to have a lot of people who are dedicated to making things available for others. And everything you need is available on the market, sold by some other player. One of the coolest things about this game is that 99.9% of everything is player built. The ships you're flying, the modules on them, the structures we're docking in, all harvested and processed by players somewhere at some point in time. So now we're going to open the market interface. If you don't have a hotkey over on your Neocom shortcut, you can hit Alt-R on your keyboard, or you can access it from the drop-down menu in the top left corner of your Neocom. Hover over Finance, then go over to Regional Market. There's a lot of stuff in Eve, and you can spend days going through all the different things you can buy here. I'll walk you through the menu breakdown to get to the minerals we want. The first menu you open is Manufacturing Research. Just click on the title with the little arrow to open up the drop-down menus. Then we're going to click on Materials and expand that. Then we go down to Minerals and expand that. And here you have all the primary minerals. So if you click on Tritanium, that's the first mineral, you'll get the listing of all the sellers and buyers. Make sure you have it sorted by price. Click the little arrow next to the price column. Sort it so that the lowest price is at the top for sellers, and that the highest price is at the top for buyers. Because if you're buying something, you look for the cheapest available from sellers, and if you're selling something, you look for the highest price from someone who's buying it from you. You should be able to see that there's over 31 million units of Tritanium at the top sell order for 9.5 ISK. Please reference your copied material requirements to build one Atron. Mine was a little over 17,000. And if you have the money to build a ship today, go ahead and buy that particular amount of Tritanium. Right-click the top order and click on Buy This, then type in the quantity. Be careful when you place market orders, because if you mess up, it's nothing you can do about it. It's easy to fat finger an extra digit here or there. Click on Buy, the market will refresh, and you have the materials in your item hanger now. So we're going to go down the list of materials that we have. We're going to click on the different minerals from the left side of the menu browser. We're going to reference our required materials to make one ship in the Sotillo, and we're going to buy the exact number of minerals we need for each type. Any questions on how to do that?
You said that the 6 minerals that we are creating the ship from were everything. What are the other minerals that are here?
So morphite is used in Tech 2 production, and chromodynamic tricarboxyls I actually have no idea, I'll be honest. Okay, that's really cool, Kira. I didn't know that. If you hit right-click copy in the Sotillo on the mineral requirements for your build, you can click multi-buy on the top right corner of the market and then import from clipboard your copied list of materials. It makes a super easy quick buy for all of them. Also didn't know that. It's really cool. It'll automatically buy the cheapest available from those. Fun fact, earlier today we ran out of Zydrine. There was 0 available in GE, so I went out and mined some Bistot and reprocessed it. That's another lecture though. Okay, so now pretty much everybody should have a list, a bunch of little minerals in your item hanger. It's a very small volume, should be about 230 or so. Cubic meters, you can select all of them, Control F click each one to get the total volume selected. If you're doing large build orders, you'll need a better ship to carry the larger volumes of minerals. I recommend the Cryos for that. I'll link it here in Fleet Chat.
Just gotta watch out you don't accidentally buy it in a station that's 12 jumps away.
That's a good point. Whenever you're buying anything off the market, you need to make sure that the location, the order you buy from, is your current station. So the reason the Cryos is used is because it has a huge bonus to Mineral Bay. It has a specialized cargo hold. Regular industrials just have a regular cargo hold, and it's very small, and you need high skills to get it up. But the Cryos, even at level 1, has a huge specific mineral hold, which you can put several tens of thousands of cubic meters of minerals into, even at level 1 Glente Industrial. Does anybody not have a ship big enough to carry their minerals in? We're going to move them over to the Sotillo. Just click and drag your minerals from the item hanger over to your ship's cargo hold. Quick word about the market. If you close the interface, please bring it up again. We'll take a look at Tritanium as an example. You may have heard there's been some big changes to null-sec ore mechanics, which has drastically increased the price of Tritanium. When you have Tritanium selected, the market data is open by default. But if you click on Price History underneath the icon at the top, it'll bring up a cool graph that shows you the average price and the volume of all orders for the past year. You can click and drag the little white box at the bottom to change the part of the graph you're looking at. Are there anywhere in the center to look at different sections, or the sides to zoom in and out? And you've got some information. The orange dots are average price. You can just hover your mouse over for more specifics like the date and the exact value. And you can see the moving daily and monthly average. The blue bars at the bottom, that's volume. So if you mouse over those, you can see the total quantity that was purchased of that particular item on that particular day, and even how many orders it came from. So you can see titanium went up to 12 ISK a unit for a while. It's now back down to 9 ISK a unit, in GE at least. This is a regional market, so it reflects all hubs in catch, although GE is the primary one. Okay, I'll assume you have all of your minerals in your ship's cargo hold. Go ahead and undock from the Keep Star. I'll do a little fleet warp here over to the Sotio. You don't have to do anything. The fleet warp will take you over to the shipyard. If you warp yourselves, go ahead and dock up on land in the Sotio. Once you're docked, drag and drop your minerals from your ship's cargo hold into your item hangar. Then from your item hangar, right-click on your blueprint again and click Use Blueprint. If you have the job runs at the default level of one ship, then you should now see all of your material inputs in blue, as you have the exact amount required in your item hold, which is where the industry will pull the materials from. If you have a highly organized citadel, you might have station containers. Above and below the picture of the outcome on the right, you'll see input material location and output location. You can change those if you have station containers to pull materials from a certain spot or to put the outcome in a certain location. For now, item hangar top and bottom is fine. The bar beneath the center should have the yellow kind of factory icon highlighted. Yellow-orange, that's manufacturing. That's actually building things. If you hover your mouse over where it says job duration, you can see all of the things that are affecting the time. Blueprint time efficiency, skills and implants, the installed rig, and the structure roll bonus, which is pretty huge. I'm getting 22 minutes. Yours may vary depending on skills. But if you compare that to if you right-click on the blueprint copy and click Show Info, the base time per run was like an hour 22 minutes versus 22 minutes shaved an hour off using the Sotio. You can also hover your mouse over where it says total job cost to calculate the ISK requirement to begin the manufacturing. The system cost index is a function of how much is being produced in the system. It's always pretty high in GE because we build everything here. You will always pay a small tax to Brave for everything. You guys can go ahead and click Start, and you will start manufacturing your one-run Atron. It should show up underneath in the bottom part of the industry window. You'll see the Atron blueprint and the status remaining. Any questions on using the blueprint and minerals in the industry window?
Is there a limit to how many jobs that the station can process at a time?
No, there's no limit to the station itself. However, you, the pilot, will have a limit depending on skills. I believe it's called mass production as the skill. Let me check. Yep, mass production will increase the number of simultaneous manufacturing jobs you can have running. And that's across your character, not one specific station. So you can build 10 jobs in either one station or across different stations, but a total of 10 per character at one time. There's also advanced mass production. If you want to build all the things. So in 22 minutes or so, that little bar will complete, and you'll get a flashing highlight over underneath status. It says deliver. You click on that, and it'll spit out your Atron in your item hanger, or your ship hanger, here in the station. You can then either board your ship and fly it over the Keep Star, or you can stick it inside a bigger industrial if it has the cargo space. I think frigates are 2,500 meters cubed packaged. So now, to the end of it, once you have your finished product, what do you do with it? Well, there are two reasons to do Tech 1 industry, or any kind of industry at all. Either for yourself, if you want to build the ships you want to fly, or to sell to others. So how do I calculate the costs, or the price, for what you're going to sell? That depends on how much you value your time, and also the cost of your materials. If you click on your wallet, which is the Z on your Neocom, and look at Market Transactions tab, you can see all of your recent purchases for the minerals. All you have to do is add those up, and you'll have the costs that you paid plus the manufacturing job cost, which is on like 8k ISK. But you put that all together and you have your ISK requirements, your ISK input to create the Atron. We'll do a little quick math here for an estimate. About 500,000 ISK. Now I relinked the Atron in Fleet Chat. If you right-click on that highlightable link and click on Market Details, view Market Details, you can see that there are currently one person selling Atrons in GE in the Keep Star Mothership Bellicose. There's a quantity of 9 available. The price is 450,000 ISK. Now that's a legacy sell order, and I can tell because you look at the expiration date, it shows expires in. The maximum time for an order is 90 days. Most people always do the maximum amount, so you can deduce that this order has been existing for 30 days because it's down to 60 days. With the recent increase in titanium prices, you cannot sell your Atrons for the same price and make a profit. That's the reality of the new market changes and the ore changes. You should not sell at the same price. You should sell at a higher price to reflect your increased build costs. So say it costs you 500k exactly to make the Atron. Should you sell it for exactly 500k? No, you should not. Because it took time and it took effort for you to get the materials together and to actually build it. You also have to pay tax along the way. When you list an item on the market, you have to pay a sales tax as well. And a broker's fee. So you'd be making basically zero money at that price. You should always list your products for a hefty profit. How much is up to you? It depends on how much is in demand and how much supply is available. A good way to estimate that is to check the price history of the item. So for the Atron in the market window, if you click on price history, let's take a look at the volume of orders per day for an Atron. It's pretty high. Yesterday there were 5 purchased, the day before there were 14, the day before that 27. So a current market listing of 9 is only going to last for 1 or maybe 2 days. So there's some demand there, and an opportunity for you to sell yours. I would recommend a base profit of 10%. You can always go higher. Although other industrialists will take a look at your price if it's too high, and they'll compare it to what it actually costs for them to do it. And if they can undercut you, they might. But that's not a problem. It's important to understand that industry and selling things on the market is a long-term investment process. If you list things on the market, you hope they'll sell. But they should be priced accordingly so that you will make a profit if they do, whenever they do. Don't dump everything you have into a particular market order. It might sit there for months on end. There's no way to guess to know for sure whether or not someone will undercut you or if the demand will stay there for that particular product. Tech 1 tackle frigates are very high turnover. People fly and lose Atrons every single day, and they will continue to fly and lose Atrons every single day. So it costs 500k. I would sell these frigates that you built today for 600k. That's 20% profit. If nobody else lists any, you walk away with a nice sum of money. 20% on a Tech 1 frigate is not bad. If you were to sell it for 2 million, which is 4 times as much, people wouldn't buy it. They'd buy a different ship. But 10 to 20% is entirely reasonable for the convenience. Any questions?
If I manufacture at someone's complex, does the complex owner get a share of the tax, or does it all go to Brave?
That is a good question. In Brave in particular, the answer is Brave, because all these facilities are anchored by the Brave Holdings Corporation.
Okay, cool.
If you were to manufacture somewhere else, like maybe HiSec, for example, if there was a player-owned station in some of those systems, like I know there's quite a few in 0.5 systems, there are some independently owned citadels, then yes, they would get the tax fees from those. But it all goes to Brave and Brave Space because all of our structures are owned by the Brave Holding Corporation. All right, congratulations on building your first Tech 1 frigate.